is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis coming to y'all with a quick video. I wanted to let you guys know I got some new merchandise available, not just t-shirt anymore. I got different type of t-shirt, different type of shirts and logos that you can purchase on my Spreadshirt, and also hoodies now. We have expanded and added more to the channel and more merchandise for the brand. Thanks for supporting. It will be in the description and the links will be in the comment section below. Thanks for helping me and supporting the movement. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis. I'm going. What is good, YouTube? Coming to y'all today on this Monday, giving y'all another video. We're going to talk about Defensive Player of the Year. This is an award that I haven't done yet, but I kind of figured that I should tell you the guys that I had in my top 5 and who I think Defensive Player of the Year is, considering that this award won't change much. The 1 and 2 spot can really change the most if the season was to continue, but with us not knowing what's going to happen until after April 30th, it looks like the season might be done because it's going to be hard to cram everything in at once without having to play a lot of games all at once. So they might not play that many games, or they might not play that many regular season games at all. And with that being said, the war won't change enough to where this list will be different. Because if you're playing less than 10 games, the Defensive Player of the Year ain't going to change because we're judging them by how consistently they played all season. Plus, I'm not going to just bump you up for 1 week when a guy has been better or the Player of the Year for the defense the entire season. So I'm judging this based off the entirety of the season, not just recency bias or not just because I'm biased to a certain player, but that's how I'm going to judge who Defensive Player of the Year. I'm about to go from 5 all the way to number 1. So then you will know who I got for Defensive Player of the Year. Number 5, Anthony Davis. I feel like Anthony Davis had a great chance of winning this award just because he had to do less offensively, even though he's still having a great offensive season. He had LeBron James and some decent role players around him that can give them the floor spacing, and it allowed Anthony Davis to put more effort on the defensive end. He always has been a guy that's been a great individual defender, but he never been a great ceiling riser as a defender because when he played in Pelicans, he didn't have the assets and the teammates to really make the defense great entirely. And with the Lakers playing with Frank Vogel as their coach, he has been a guy that has been known for defense and using bigs in the right way. You see JaVale McGee, you see Dwight Howard having some of their best seasons, especially rebounding and protecting the rim in smaller minutes, but you also see Anthony Davis being mentioned as one of the best defensive players this season, and he gets that nod, but he has a better chance this year. But I have him fifth because he missed a couple games. Plus, he hasn't been a lockdown elite defender the entire season. He has stretches where he looks amazing, then he has stretches when he looks great. But if you want to win an award, you got to be dominant for majority of the season like the other guys above him. But other than that, you have to give him a mention. I don't think he's going to make an all-NBA team center. I do have him over Joel Embiid because he missed more games than everybody else on this list. So I disqualified him from this race for the award. And Anthony Davis was good enough to take his spot, and he just as great as the defender to me personally and just a better player. So when it comes to defense, Anthony Davis, I have him at 5th. Number 4, some people sleep on him, but the people that watch basketball know that Brook Lopez has been helping Giannis and Eric Bledsoe, Middleton anchor that defense and play together and being on the same page, communicating and making sure people is in their spots and where they need to be, and also being a great help defender, a great switchable defender depending on who he's guarding, and being able to use that length to bother shots, but not only that, block shots. He's just a great team schematic defender for this personally for this team. And the thing about it is, Brook Lopez has never been known as a great defender. He was always known as a great offensive player. He's never been known as a great rebounder. And he's still not the greatest rebounder, especially for his size and his length. But his ability to know where to be at and trust the system and play within his team concept really elevated him as a defender this year. You can give a lot more credit to Budenholzer, but Brook Lopez still has to do it. He still has to put it together, and he still has to do his job. So I had to give him credit for that too. And Brook Lopez has really evolved going to the Bucks, becoming a three-point shooter, still showing that he can post up smaller guys and big guys when he has to, but he has raised to one of the better defenders this season. And I had to reward him with the 4th. Marcus Smart. Only reason I got Marcus Smart because he defends more of the positions. Being able to be fearless and go out there and feel like he can lock up and really make things tough for whoever he's guarding, whether it's a point guard, shooting guard, forward, power forward, and some centers. Marcus Smart loves the challenge. He loves to get into guys. He loves to be feisty, and he's a guy that has a lot of pride in him when it comes to that side of the ball. He always been known as an intense defender. He always been known as a guy that loves the competition and loves to the physicality of the game. And you don't see that in a lot of perimeter players. They like the screens. They like getting the easy shots. Marcus Smart likes to fight. He likes to get up in you. He likes to attack you. He likes to make you work and have a hard day at work when you come against him. And you have to give him credit for that because it's important, especially for perimeter players. I think one thing that's bad about the league is not enough perimeter players play defense. It seems like the perimeter players is only out there to score and get buckets. Marcus Smart, he scores worse than a lot of the other players, but he plays harder and wants it more than majority of the players on the perimeter, and that's what makes him a special player. And that's why I picked him over Bledsoe as a perimeter player, just because he does more defensively than probably any guard in the NBA currently. And it's important to reward guys like that. He's definitely going to be on the all defensive team first or second, and he deserves it. And he always been in this argument, but he's been stepping his game up, taking more challenges, and pushing himself further to be a better defender. And that's why you get rewarded with higher accolades because of the effort and energy that you put in to be great. And he might never be a great offensive player, but being a defensive player can still make you an all-star, can make you appreciated like getting a defensive first team or second team, and it can really help your career in the future if he continues to play consistently dominant defense and being so versatile and so switchy. That's only going to get him more accolades, and he does play within a team offense and a team defense, which is important, and he does play very well off the ball, and that's something that you don't see the all-around defensive game of a lot of these players. But Marcus Smart, he does it all, and I have to give him credit. Never been the biggest Marcus Smart guy. His offense is starting to come around. His competitiveness is starting to come out a lot more, and I just like the feistiness that he plays with. So I had to give him credit right now for his defense, and I think that a lot of people it's time to vote for it. You will see him get a lot of love and appreciation for the season that he has had this year. And the Celtics have looked a lot better recently. And even though we blew a lot of close games, because I'm a Celtics fan, I still like where we're going as a team and with our youth. And with him, Tatum, and Brown, they're going to be ferocious, especially once they get a center that can really lock down that paint and really cover a lot of ground with mobility. They're going to be a tough team to score on. But as long as they got Marcus Smart, they always going to have a guy that's going to give them their best on each and every possession. And you need guys like that, especially in the playoffs. I'm glad that they paid him. I'm glad that they're giving him more minutes and more opportunity. And I like his work ethic to get back to where he's at right now as a defender, playing his best defense of his career. And he's probably the most versatile perimeter defender in the league outside of Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo has been amazing, um, especially defensively. The only reason why I don't have him higher is because I feel like the defense is good just because how they play defense. Giannis has never been known as a great defender until he started having like Budenholzer. Same thing with Brook Lopez. Same thing with Eric Bledsoe. They always been known as players that can be better than what they are, and they're starting to reach their full potential as a team. And I love the fact that Giannis has been able to be that guy that can cover and do so much things on the basketball court defensively, blocking shots, grabbing a bunch of rebounds, being one of the top rebounders in the league, being one of the greatest guys of protecting the rim, playing on the perimeter, not being scared to guard any superstar, wanting the challenge to guard the superstars and play against them, and actually blocking a lot of their shots and making things tough. And you want your star player to lead by example. He plays hard offensively, he plays hard defensively, and he plays within a team system. So he's doing the right things. That's why he almost won Defensive Player of the Year last year. It's just because he understands how to be there for his teammates. He's understanding the game, and he's starting to really have his IQ evolve as the seasons go on. I do see Giannis eventually winning Defensive Player of the Year because as long as the Bucks continue to be a great unit and they continue to play the way they've been, and all of them still young enough that they can continue to do this for a couple more seasons, I think Giannis can eventually get this award. I did want Giannis to win this award coming into the season. I picked him to be Defensive Player of the Year, and you can make an argument that he is. This is just my personal list. This is how I personally feel. But as a team concept, he has been amazing with the rest of this team. with the Bucks. So I have to give him love and credit because he has really turned into a valuable. He's the MVP, and he might be the two-time MVP to this team. But they doing it together. They doing it collectively, and I think that that's something that's very impressive. But it is something that hurts him as winning the award because he's not the main reason why they're a great defensive team. It's a lot of the scheme, and it's a lot of his teammates picking up their slack and doing their job. And I got Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert again. A lot of people have been anti-Gobert the last month just because the Utah Jazz haven't really beat anybody important. Gobert look a little lackadaisical. He doesn't look like himself. But when I look at the whole entire season, Gobert was the best defender for more than anybody else in the league. He had more months of me feeling like he was Defensive Player of the Year. Recently, a lot of people have been talking about Marcus Smart. They've been talking a lot about Brook Lopez. They've been talking a lot about Giannis. But that's now. When I look at the entire season, Gobert has been my Defensive Player of the Year for the majority of the season. I know Giannis has been a close second, but he just now started getting a lot more love and a lot more push. Same with Brook Lopez these last month. But when you look at the rest of the month, it was Rudy Gobert. So if he's been the best defender for more than anybody else in the league, he should be rewarded with Defensive Player of the Year. And that's why I have Rudy Gobert being Defensive Player of the Year. Plus, when you look at his team, he doesn't really have any great defenders besides him and Royce O'Neal. Other than that, Gobert has been virtually their linchpin and their anchor, their don of the defense. He's been their hub. A lot of the reason why this team is successful is because of Rudy Gobert protecting the rim, switching, and doing a lot of things that a lot of other players don't do. I would understand if Giannis will be able to win it because he has done a lot more than what we thought, and he has done a lot more for his team when it comes to them being a unit as a great team. But when I look at the guy that's making the most impact, the most difference on the team, it's still Gobert. I know a lot of people might not like it, might not agree, but that's just how I personally feel, and that's how I look at the entire season. If he's been the best majority of the year, then he's the best defensive player this season. And I'm not just going to go over recency bias just because he's been playing bad 1 month. Doesn't mean he shouldn't win the award when he's been the most consistent defender for the whole year. So other than that, that's what I have as my top 5 guys that should have a chance to be Defensive Player of the Year. If you agree, let me know. If you disagree, let me know. Whatever you feel, let me know in the comment section below. I read every comment. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you can buy merchandise from my Facebook page. You can change the color of the shirt. You can pick a logo. You can change the logo to any color, and I can get it shipped out to you if you message me on Facebook. And like I said, also, you can check out my Spreadshirt. There you can find all different types of merchandise available on there. And thanks for the love and support. If you like this video, like it. If you liked it already, thanks for the love and support. Also, check out my website at analysisplayground.com. Link in the description comment section below, and become a member. It's free. And also check out my YouTube channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe and like the video. But also, if you like NBA videos, why not join the family and subscribe? Just because I make videos every single day about Summer League, G League, whatever it is. I also cover season previews. I also do the draft. I also do free agency, trade deadline. I make a video every single day. So you love NBA and you can't get enough of it, I got you covered every day. So subscribe. Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And let me know who you guys think is the Defensive Player of the Year for the 2019-2020 season.